Sai Ram, everybody. Wishing everybody a very, very happy Krishna Janmashtami on the 7th of September 2023. Celebrated as the auspicious day of the descent or the birth of Lord Krishna. Just to, clarify, some people have celebrated the Janmashtami yesterday, some people are celebrating today. So the reason is Lord Krishna was born at the stroke of midnight, 12 sharp. So some set of people celebrate the end of darkness, and there the light is, the dharma is, by celebrating the last day of darkness, because Lord Krishna brings in the light of dharma to the world. So the last day of darkness is celebrated by few people, half the people. And the new beginning, which is today, because he was born at the stroke of midnight, well, it's a new beginning. So on the following day also, people celebrate Janmashtami. So new beginning or the end of darkness. He was born right at the stroke of midnight. Well, so that's why. So let's rest that confusion aside. Number one. Now, we should be, worthy enough to even take the name of Lord Krishna, one of the greatest avatars, Purnavatar, who gave us the path, who gave us the scientific path and a logical path towards spiritual evolution, towards evolving and dissolving. The whole path was explained, not just in Bhagavad Gita, in his whole life. His whole life is a message in itself. Even there's birth, the stroke of midnight, where it was end of darkness, beginning of new day, new light, new life. So that is how Lord Krishna was. Right. So Lord Krishna, on this Janmashtami, we celebrate his birthday. First thing, when we say Lord Krishna, our preconceived mind and thoughts give out the images. They create an image of Lord Krishna in our minds. Half the people have this image of Radha Krishna together. The remaining half, or most of the people, have this image of Radha and Krishna together. A young lad, he is playing the flute, and there is a young lass, a lady, clinging to him, Radhe and Krishna. This is the first. Most of the people get this image. Very few people get the image of he giving the discourse or he explaining Bhagavad Gita, the Gita to Arjuna at the field of Kurukshetra. Many people, very few people will have an idea depicted in their mind that Lord with the chakra, his weapon, and unleashing it against adharma. Very few people. These are all the preconceived notions. And when we talk about young days of Krishna, you see about a Makhan Chor, a naughty boy who was stealing the butter, or lifting the Govardhanagiri on his one finger, Or, basically these are all the Pauranic narratives of Lord Krishna. I am not for a moment saying that these are all not right or genuine or authentic. That is debatable, but let us not get there. Let's not worry much about that. Now, coming to Lord Krishna, what is he? How was he? Even the appearance is at question. People say, the moment they say Lord Krishna, they say the Neela Megha Shama, or the one who has dark skin, bluish dark skin, and then, with a flute on his waist or whatever. Now, these are all the perceptions of Lord Krishna. Gopis, gopikastris, and, so many women, this and that, all these narrations about preconceived notions about Lord Krishna. Now, let us understand what Lord Krishna was in true sense. Possibly, Lord Krishna was a blue baby. At birth, the child was suffocated due to lack of oxygen. So he was born as a blue baby. So the color of the skin was bluish black when the child was born, which was not very usual those days. So hence they called him Krishna. And they said this infant's skin color is bluish because he was a blue baby due to lack of oxygen in the body. His color of his skin was darkish blue. Otherwise, in reality, people who have, defined Lord Krishna, he had a skin of ivory in color, little darkish, no doubt, compared to the rest, but ivory kind, very normal skin tone. Number one, the misconceptions about Lord Krishna, right? Then coming to the name, it is not Krishna, Krishna. It is Krsna, Krishna. Krishna is how it is spelled, Krishna. So for when it became anglicized, so we started Krishna, Krishna, whatever, but actually it is Krsna, Krishna. Krishna means someone who has a dark skin, who is dark in color. Krishna, right? So this is about certain preconceived notions about Lord Krishna. We all know he was born in Mathura, born in the jail. He was swapped with a female child in a Vrindavan. That female child is Vishnu Maya, Krishna Maya, or the Shakti herself. Different names are given to her. When his uncle Kansa come to kill that child, thinking that, that will be the cause of his end, she turns into a goddess, and she reveals that your end is for sure and it is near. And the child which will bring you the end is growing up in Vrindavan. So don't. At least now you correct yourself. Saying so, that child vanishes. Right? This is about his birth, Lord Krishna's birth. Now let us talk about Lord Krishna's life. Whenever we have a problem, we go to God. One of the ways of worshipping the God or an entity of God is Lord Krishna, and we run to Lord Krishna. But please understand and observe, his whole life has been completely filled with misery. Most miserable life is that of Lord Krishna. all of us or everybody whom we know, our miseries put together is nothing compared to the miseries of Lord Krishna. Krishna, the savior of mankind, our savior, he went through most horrendous life one can think of. How many of us or known people are born in a jail? He was born in a jail. He was born in a prison. For is there any cause or is there any crime that his biological parents committed due to which he was born in the jail? No. Vasudeva was a very nice man. So he, the divine avatar himself, he was born in a prison. And he was not fed by his own mother. At birth, he was swapped. He grew up in Vrindavan. And before him, 7 babies were killed by his own mama. His own mama was there even waiting to kill him. And who died, so to say, let's take it very physically, I mean, like in a very normal, I mean, let's rest this divinity aside for a minute. Who replaced him was a girl child, an infant, who also, so to say, let us say she turns into a Devi is one, yes. Let us talk just a common man's language. The one who was replaced, Yashodha's child, Nanda or Yashoda's child, dies. For whom? For Krishna. Has any one of us have gone through an iota of this misery? Not one. None of us. And we feel that we are in pain. Then, ever as he grows up, consistently, there are emissaries from Mathura who are consistently coming to kill Krishna. All along, from his infancy as he grows up, people are coming, Putana is coming, everybody, all the Rakshasis, everybody are coming to kill him, all related to him. What is the misery? And during his childhood, he gets tagged along with a 23-year-old lady. When Krishna is 9-year-old boy, to a 23-year-old lady called Radha, and he's been accused of having a relationship with a 23-year-old lady. I mean, most of the people celebrate that, but never mind. Let us talk as Avadhutas. And at the age of 9 is what this is linked to him. He was naughty, no doubt. Maybe he was. But Rasalila, 9 साल का लौंडा, 11 साल की उम्र में वृंदावन छोड़ता है, फिर से मुड़ के नहीं देखा. A 9-year-old boy leaves Vrindavan to Mathura, never looks back. And what we have tagged along with his name is all these attributes. We have not just tagged it along, we are celebrating it. He goes to Mathura. And remember one thing about Lord Krishna, when he leaves something behind, he never goes back. He left Vrindavan at the age of 11. 9 years to 11 years, in 3 years, he is in a relationship with a girl who is 21 and she turns 23 when he leaves. Vrindavan. Is it believable? Is it logical? 9 साल का एक बालक and इसमें रास लीला. How we have degenerated the true essence of Krishna, the Krishna Tattva. How we have corrupted it, and we are celebrating this even today. We need to reflect on these narratives. Then when Lord leaves Vrindavan, which he never looks back, never. That's his characteristic. He leaves something behind, he doesn't go back. Then he comes to Mathura. Consistently threats on his life. Wars after wars there. Then Jarasandha is killed with the help of his second cousins, third cousins, or whatever, Bhima and everybody. Consistent wars and wars and wars. Then Kans is killed. His father has been kept on the throne, coronated. There are different versions to all those things. And finally, he says, as long as I am here in Mathura, people of Mathura are not safe. So he drops the weapons in the middle of the war to ensure that nobody gets hurt further. No more people gets killed. So he goes to Dwarka. He establishes a city or a state of Dwarka. And what is the title he gets for that? रणछोड़दास. रणभूमि को जिसने छोड़ के त्याग के भाग गया, उसका नाम रणछोड़. He gets a name of a रणछोड़, the establisher of dharma. He gets that title. Says it's okay. Never comes back to Mathura again. Dwarka, he establishes. Such a massive state of Dwarka and Dwarka Nagari. The historians say, I never call Mahabharata or Ramayana or any of these things as mythology, because we are only going to insult it by calling it a mythology. Please refrain yourselves from calling it a mythology. It is itihasa. It is our history. So he establishes Dwarka Nagari. Dwarka Nagari was so beautiful, filled with gold. City was very opulent. The state was very opulent. They say that Dwarka was as beautiful or as rich as Janakpuri of Lord Janaka, or Sone ki Lanka of Ravana. It was that vibrant, such beautiful, massive city he builds. And what he does? He establishes a Ashtarishi Sansthan, the governing council of 8 rishis. He is not a king of Dwarka. He is not a Dwarkadipati. He is a Dwarkadhisha. He goes for a democratic process of elections because many of the Yadavas travel along with Krishna when he leaves Mathura, when he earns the title of Ranchod. So when he shifts here, he establishes an Ashtarishi Sansthan, a council of 8 rishis, and he conducts a free and fair elections and becomes the Prime Minister of Dwarka. He was so perfect. He was never a king of Dwarka. He was a Prime Minister of Dwarka. He was so devoid of any attachments. Whatever he did as with a sense of responsibility. The responsibility which he, as a divine master, the supreme consciousness, the Brahman, Mahavishnu, gave it to himself, he discharges his duty and he quietly sits as a prime minister of Dwarka. So that is Lord Krishna. Eventually, after everything is over, what happens to Dwarka? We all know. He lets it sink. No attachment. And all through his life, he has been cursed. He has been abused. He has always been insulted, humiliated. Yet he has taken everything with dignity and smile. Not once, not even once did Lord Krishna react in an adverse way. He said, fine. His whole life was for one purpose of establishing dharma. Besides that, anything which happens to him, he did not care about dharma. He not once did worry about his own dignity, honor, wealth, himself. The selflessness is Lord Krishna. Zero selfishness. Complete selflessness and commitment to the cause. Commitment to the cause of establishing the dharma. The whole society was filled with charvakas. We know who charvakas are. Yatham jivet, sukham jivet, rudam krutva, ghritam pivet, bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kutah. However long you want to live, live. Do what you want to do. Borrow, do whatever you want to do. Steal, rob, whatever, doesn't matter. Enjoy your life. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya. When this body goes, what is their karma? What is karma phala? There is nothing like that. Don't worry about yourself. Just live your life. Absolute bunch of hypocrisy. And very, very cunningly, this was supported by Kauravas. So Kauravas had a very tacit understanding with the Charvakas. Charvakas are also called as Lokayatas, that is, worldly people, materialistic people. He finishes them all. He gives them opportunities to discuss, deliberate, justify, which they cannot. Then he unleashes and kills them all. Charvakas. Today's liberals, we are talking about liberal thinkers and whatever. So likewise, the society was filled with them. One fine day, Lord said that enough of this nonsense, wipe them out. So likewise, and he got cursed for that. He got abused. And most of all, dignity and honor of women. Contrary to the way he is being depicted, Lord Krishna had highest respect for women. The way he has held the dignity of women, no person in the history has done. No one has been able to do what Lord Krishna did. People say 16,000 wives. No. He had only 2 wives. He had just 2 wives. Satyabhama and Rukmini. There was not even a smallest fraction of debauchery. He was as pure as fire. He respected women beyond words can explain. Those 16,000 women were sex slaves of Rakshasas. And the society, when those Rakshasas were killed, society was refusing accept them. The power of Lord Krishna's one word. He said that, tell them that I am your husband. Let's see who will not accept you. The moment all these women declared that we are the wives of Lord Krishna, society immediately accepted. Imagine the strength of that man. He was not married to 16,000 women. Misconception. He never had this Ras Leela and rubbish like that. 9-year-old boy having a relationship with a 21-year-old woman, and in 3 years that recedes or he disappears from Vrindavan, is again a joke. And we are worshipping that aspect of Lord Krishna. He had 2 wives. Rukmini Satyabhama. That's it. None other than. No. Raksha Bandhan we celebrated recently. Raksha Bandhan has a lot of stories attached to it. One of the main stories is that the Raksha Bandhan was of Lord Krishna. One of the main belief system. He regenerated the culture of Raksha Bandhan. When Draupadi ties a Rakhi to Lord Krishna, Raksha Bandhan, she ties it to him and he gives her a word that wherever you are, whatever happens to you, I shall protect you as a brother. When Draupadi's Chirharan happened, it was Lord Krishna who protected Draupadi, true to his word. Today, what we are doing to him is a sin. What we are doing in his name is a crime. Whether there was somebody called Radha or not, let us not debate about that. Did she have a Madhurya Bhava towards Krishna? I do not want to talk about it in this session. But fact is that he did not have any kind of relationship with a person called Radha in Vrindavan. 9-year-old boy, 11-year-old. In 3 years, he leaves Vrindavan, never looks back. Let us ask ourselves. And the divine master. And he had 2 wives. He was not married to 16 wives. No, he wasn't. And he, the one who respected women the most. He who established dharma. He who was subjected to insults, humiliations, betrayals, and backstabbing all through his life, knowingly he enduring all those, forgiving to an extent, in order to help those people who are walking on the path of adharma, after giving ample time and choices to correct themselves. Finally, he had to finish them or relieve them from their body. In other words, kill them so that they take birth again and evolve, because they had reached a point where they were incorrigible. He gives them, that is classic story of Lord Krishna and Shishupala. He said that I'll give him 100 chances, 100 times I'll forgive him, 101st I'll take him out. Likewise, Lord had a lot of patience. He gave everybody good. He heard them out. He tried to navigate them. He helped them. Whom he killed, also he said, I will protect you. I am taking you out of your body so that you will come in a new body and an entity within your thoughts, and you shall evolve and dissolve in me. That is the reason. He had no fancy to kill anyone. Death is imminent to everybody. Even during the days of Kurukshetra war, those 18 days, Lord stood in front of the Kauravas and said, look, death is there if you are fighting on behalf of Kauravas or if you are fighting on behalf of Pandavas. That is not what I am here to say. That is not what I am going to tell you. I give you a false hope that you join here, you will be saved. No. But know this truth that there it is adharma, you are dying for adharma, here you are dying for dharma. Make a choice. He says, adharma, you are standing and fighting and killing for adharma. Here on my side is dharma. Make a choice. That is Lord Krishna. Dignity. Gambhirya, Daiva Gambhirya, the dignity of divine, the divine dignity, cheerful smiling. He knows everything but pretends to be ignorant and innocent at times. He is quiet. His only purpose is dharma. Today, this civilization of we people are still alive and we are a surviving culture thanks to Lord Krishna. The scientific and logical understanding of spirituality, God, divine creation, and everything is possible today. We are even talking today because the free thinking, swaiche, free will of spirituality given by Lord Krishna. Swechahara, he slaughtered. Swechahara is like Charvakas. He said, no, you are a danger to the society. He slaughtered them out. So that is Lord Krishna. Perfect. Hence, there is always a, sometimes, not always, sometimes a comparison between Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, two of the Vishnu's greatest avatars. Lord Rama is called as Maryada Purushottama, whereas Lord Krishna is called as Purna Purushottama. So much so that his commitment was to the establishment of Dharma was so high that he said, I will break my own oath of not raising a weapon in Kurukshetra war in order to establish Dharma. The one who removed the doership from the hearts and thoughts and minds of people, like Arjuna, before the Bhagavad Gita was narrated to Krishna, narrated by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, he drops his weapon. How can I kill my own cousins, my guru, my Pita Saman, Bhishma Pitamaha, and all these people I have to fight and kill, and finally to get what? A kingdom. I am not interested. I can't fight this. That is when the Bhagavad Gita is narrated to Arjuna. That is when Lord Krishna says, who are you? Don't keep yourself in such high esteem. Give that up. You are not significant at all. With or without you, this will happen. Who do you think you are? You think you are the doer? He removes doership. He destroys and decimates the doership. He bursts the ego of people. Says, you're just a nimitta. I do not need you. You are nothing. You are insignificant. On two occasions during Mahabharata war, Kurukshetra war, Lord Krishna speaks about this. Once before the war, when Arjuna drops his weapon. Second, after the war, when Draupadi is walking and she sees a river of blood flowing in the middle of Kurukshetra war field. And she is so much in pain. And Lord Krishna walks up to her and asks, sister, what happened to you? Why are you so low? Knowing, being fully aware what she is going through. She says, look at this, the mound of dead bodies, the river of blood. This is all on me. This happened because of me. My oath, me. I am feeling guilty. That's when Lord Krishna says, don't think you're so important and great. You are nothing. If you think that these things have happened because of you, you're grossly mistaken. You haven't evolved at all. She's taken aback. He says that I am not trying to give you a word of, comfort, saying that you are not responsible, don't feel guilty. No, fact, you are nothing. You are insignificant. Without you also this would have happened. Incidental that it is there, it has happened, you are part of the whole play. Don't give so much of importance to yourself. Dharma is everything. Even I am not important when it comes to dharma. Because I took a oath of not, taking up the arms in the war, but I broke that oath of taking up the arm. I did not fight though. Because even my oath as God himself is insignificant, then who are you? What do you think? Not just in the negative aspect, at the positive aspect of life, in when it comes to good things also. When Arjuna is doing something good and Lord Krishna is there and he says, continue to do or say something, and Arjuna says, I'll do it tomorrow. That is, even then, Krishna dismantles his ego and tells him, who are you? So you won the death. So you're sure that you will be alive tomorrow. You're so great. So you can predict. So that is how he used to always hammer down the ego. He always used to say, keep your doership and ego aside under your feet. There you are nothing. You are insignificant. But when you attach yourself with me as in when Lord says that with the divine cause, with dharma, you are everything. The moment you have that ahankar, you are nothing. He used to speak to those people in a very condescending manner and a very ill-treating way, just to dismantle their ego. So that is how Lord Krishna was. It was absolute dignity, personification of dignity, always cheerful, with all the stress, all the things that were happening, always focused on establishment of dharma, focused on establishing the righteousness in the society, protecting the people who are dependent on him, never withered away from the path. For him, dharma was more important than the divine. Dharma was more important than himself. The cause, and the cause. Cause of establishment of dharma was all that he lived for. Please let us respect Lord Krishna. It's nice. Madhurya Bhava is nice. Laddu Gopal feeding and all those things are nice. Good. You can worship him as Balakrishna, the infant. You can worship as a boy, as a grown-up man, as a great master, a warrior, or whatever, friend, philosopher, whatever. But let us not take away the divine dignity and honorable Lord Krishna, the way he lived, the way he served, the way he established dharma amongst us. Now, another most important thing. Lord Krishna condensed, please understand what is Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna gave 3 Gitas during his when he lived in his body. One is Srimad Bhagavad Gita itself. Second is Uddhava Gita. There is one more Gita we will talk about. Abhira Gita. Never mind. So primarily for our discussion, we talk about 2 Gitas, which is Bhagavad Gita and Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita is narrated by Uddhava as he understood from Lord Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is Bhagwan himself narrated in a poetic manner called Bhagavad Gita. What was the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? Always there is a disagreement or a little bit of conflict or chaos. When we take out the doership, since if I am not a doer, so why should I bear the fruits of the consequences of doing? A lot of chaos was there in the Shastras. There were Dvaitis, Advaitis. There were Shastras, there were Puranas, there was so much of chaos in the society. There was nothing which was organized. So, what Lord Krishna narrates, he narrates it only to one person called Arjuna. But Arjuna also is just a nimitta. He had to drop his weapon. Through Arjuna, we all got to know two people, Arjuna and Sanjaya. Sanjaya, with his Divya Drishti, he was receiving as it happened. He witnessed everything as it happened. So, Lord Krishna, what he does in Bhagavad Gita is he condenses all the teachings of every Shastra. All the Vedas, Upanishads, Brahmanikas, Aranyakas, Samhitas, every single thing, mostly the excerpt and bottom line, he condenses it and narrates it in Bhagavad Gita. सारांश सारे शास्त्रों का सारांश है भगवद गीता. It the essence and the excerpt of all the shastras is Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna gives Bhagavad Gita to the world without touching the scientific part. Like, Atharvana Veda, he doesn't touch. Upavedas of Ayurveda, Arthaveda, Gandharva Veda, and, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, Arthaveda, he doesn't touch. Rest, all the philosophical significance of everything, he brings it to the book of science, logic, called Bhagavad Gita. He explains and narrates the law of karma. He defines the path to yoga. Yoga is union, oneness. Yoga, to become one with thee. Everything is condensed and given to the world by Lord Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita is so precious, so divine, that Lord gives a condensed manner to the world. He takes the essence of all the Shastras and gives it to the world, blended with the law of karma, the science of karma, action and reaction, cause and effect, everything which the science talks about today, everything in a very poetic manner, he narrates it. He, as a supreme consciousness himself, he narrates. So the greatest thing which the mankind has received, it was not given to the Sanatanis or the Hindus or Muslims or Christians or Sikhs or anybody. It was given to the mankind. This is it. This is science. It is not forced upon you. Read it, understand it, and live by it. It's your choice. But this is the truth I speak, is how Lord Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita to the world. And the last thing which I want to talk about, contemporary devotion of Krishna. I mean, expression of devotion, exhibition of devotion, and so many things of Lord Krishna in the name of Lord Krishna. All the Krishna devotees, say, let us say 99% of the Krishna devotees, 99.9% of them, if they want to go to the abode of Lord Krishna, they go to different Krishna temples, very historic temples. South we have Guruvayur, Srirangapatnam, Srirangam, like in Gujarat, Nathdwara, or in Rajasthan, everywhere, and we all go to different, Puri Jagannath, and all these Krishna temples we go to, Lord Krishna's temples. Finally, we go to Vrindavan and Mathura. Dwarka is submerged. Still few people go. So they enjoy, dance around in Vrindavan. Oh, Gopikas have turned into trees. And, at night you can't be here. The, Lord comes and dances with Gopikas. People who tried to sneak in have died, and all these cock and bull stories. They gave. If we are the disciples of Lord Krishna, if we are followers of Lord Krishna, we should go to Kurukshetra. How many go to Kurukshetra? They don't. That is the place where the dharma was established. The blood was shed to establish dharma. Everything got equalized there in Kurukshetra. And that is the place where Bhagavad Gita was given to the world. But nobody goes to Kurukshetra. We want to be in the comfort zone. I am not advocating that go to Kurukshetra or go to Mathura Vrindavan. I'm not saying that. What I am trying to say is how our minds, how our conditioned mind works. Nobody bothers to go to Kurukshetra. Not very few. But that is the place where Bhagavad Gita was given to the world. See the hypocrisy. We like drama. We like the dancing on the streets of Vrindavan. We like that, the Rasa Leela, so-called. We like those Madhurya Bhava. We enjoy. We never understand Lord Krishna. We never internalize the teachings of Lord Krishna. We never take the true essence of the teachings of Lord Krishna. Because we love drama. Hence we go to these places. If you really want to know Lord Krishna, अगर माथे पे किसी मट्टी की तिलक करनी है, तो ये उधर एक पेड़ है कुरुक्षेत्र में, जिसके नीचे खड़े रह के लॉर्ड कृष्ण ने, श्री कृष्ण ने अर्जुन को भगवत गीता उपदेश किया. उस माटी का तिलक करो. If you want to touch the soil of the feet of Lord Krishna, we have to go to Kurukshetra. There's a tree in the middle, one corner of Kurukshetra field. Apparently, under that tree is where Lord Krishna gave the sermons or gave the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. We should go there, not Mathura and Vrindavan where he suffered. All through. We go there to enjoy hypocrisy and love for drama. Right? This is the insight. And all that has been said and narrated in this Chintan Manthan session of Avadhutas is very much there. In Mahabharata, all these things are written. Nothing is said out of context. Maybe few interpretation is as per the Avadhuta Sampradaya. But everything is true. Whatever is said is written in Mahabharata. Nothing outside of that. All through his life, he suffered. And we go and say that, oh, my suffering is so high. He was a personification of dignity and honor. We say that he was playing Ras Leela. He protected and, took care of the safety of women. We say he was married to 16,000 women. The oath, once he takes, he doesn't give a damn about the oath, because for him, he lived and he just established dharma. For dharma, he could even break his oath. That was Lord Krishna. He put dharma above him, but we like drama. What dharma which he established, we don't want to believe in. We only love drama. So enough of drama. Let us understand. We say that Lord Krishna lifted Govardhanagiri under his one finger, and everybody came under that and took shelter, and that Govardhanagiri is even to this day is there. If I say that, people will, as I say, these cock and bull stories makes religion ridicule itself. What actually is that's just a metaphor. What it means is, on his one finger, he lifts and upholds the dharma. Under the dharma, all the people take shelter under the establishment of righteousness in the society. That is Govardhanagiri. Under the dharma, all the citizens of that region, Mathura and Vrindavan, they come under and take shelter from the chaos, the thunder and the storm of worldly existence, the storm of the getting caught and perishing in this worldly existence. He says, enough. He lifts the dharma on his finger. Under his dharma, the mountain of dharma, which we call it as Govardhanagiri, people took shelter, survived, evolved, and dissolved in him. That is the truth. The same thing in a Puranic narrative. There was a storm in Vrindavan. He lifted the Govardhanagiri. Everybody came under Govardhanagiri. So they were saved. Why? He was so powerful that he could have stopped the storm itself. One thought of Lord Krishna. Think. Apply logic. Then we will understand what Lord Krishna, anything for that matter. Avadhutas go to the bottom of everything. Right? So on this auspicious day of Krishna Janmashtami, let us understand Krishna in his true sense and essence. Let us become Krishna. The knowing Krishna is Dvaita. Becoming Krishna is Advaita. So let us become Krishna. Dignity, honor, logical, dharma. That is what we are. Right? Thank you. Thanks everybody for your patience hearing. Thank you so much. Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Shri Krishna.